traders. It is Tuesday, February 4th. We are about an hour and a half into trading. Let's see what the market's doing. We got the S&P 500, big gap up right through the high of the day yesterday, and a couple of long green candles closing on their high, and then a bit of a market compression in here. The longer the market stayed in this compression, the better. That was a sign that buyers were still close at hand and that we were going to be moving higher. My 1OP indicator told me that everything was intact for us to continue to push higher. We got long in here, sold our calls up in here a few minutes ago, made a nice little profit on them, and now it looks like we're starting to get some selling pressure. So before I describe everything that's going on with the SPY and how we're day trading it, I just want to take you into my chat room, and I want to show you right here. If I buy calls, these are the ones I'm going to be buying. This is at 8:59, which is 30 minutes into trading. If I buy puts, these are the ones I'll be buying. I am looking on the call side. Small position, bought calls, 473. Those are the SPY February 7, 325 calls. And I added to the position. I gradually scaled in while the market was compressing right in here. I did not want to jump all in. And I'll tell you why I did that, and I'll tell you what I was looking at. Added half a position, finished the position. So my average price is $4.76. And then if we come down here, you'll see that I exited that long position, took profits on IBM, took profits on SBUX. So all these trades are posted. I did put a limit out there at 576 in case we got a big pop, but I'm going to be recording. I'm out at 5:01. This was probably about 10 minutes ago. So let's set the table. Here's what I was looking at when I was trading the S&P 500. So when you get this big gap up and you have the SPY closing on the high of one of these long green bars like this, it's a very bullish sign, especially when the market can hold those gains. If this were a fluffy move, you would have had sellers, boom, 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 pounding that thing right back down into submission. Didn't happen. For every seller, a buyer stepped up, a buyer stepped up. You get a little bit of a red candle right in here, and that could be a warning sign, but this whole green candle still stays intact. It's the halfway point that I'm most interested in, and then the next candle, boom, right back up. Okay, now we've maintained the middle part of that long green candle, and that's where we get the lift off. And now, right in here, and I'd mentioned this to everyone in the chat room, these people who shorted the high of the day in here, they're going to have to cover. The longer we stay up here, the more likely they are to cover because they're starting to take some heat on the position. But because we've seen really tiny bars and not much movement, that's a sign of equilibrium, and that means that there are buyers and sellers who are engaged, which means that any liftoff that we get, we will see a short covering bounce, but that move is not going to last very long because sellers will temporarily lift their offers. They'll let the market run up, and then they will start replacing their offers, putting a lid on the action. Take your profits here. Don't be very aggressive. Be very passive. And so we had a nice little gain. What do we do from here? I don't know, but my suspicion is we've got a 1OP cross right here. This is my indicator for trading the S&P 500. My suspicion is that it's going to cross back up and maybe make a lower high in here. But here's what I'm watching for. I think resistance here is going to be fairly stiff, and we're going to see another attempt at the high. I would like to see a lower high, and then I'd like a series of long tails above body. If I see that, that will tell me that that resistance level is firmly intact. Then I'll be waiting for this spike in the 1OP and a crossover, a bearish cross, and then I will be looking to short that rally. In general, when you get a move this big, that was a 40-point S&P 500 move, and we were able to move a little bit higher. In general, days like this tend to be bull trend days. So this is not the type of day where you can look for big, massive reversals. If this were not going to hold, you had to be very cautious on the open. But if this weren't going to hold, you would have seen red candle closing on its low. Red candle closing on its low. Now we're in the gap. Red candle closing on its low. If you would have seen that kind of price action, 3 consecutive red candles closing on their low, then you would know we're going to fill in this gap. But you would see that weakness very, very early. By the third bar, I was telling everybody, I said, these gains are going to hold. We're not going to see a big gap reversal down. So you should be prepared that we're going to be moving higher. Get your long stocks ready. Day trade from the long side. That's how we do it. So let's take a look and see if we can find some attractive candidates. We'll go into the daily chart of the S&P first. And here you can see this downward sloping trend line has been broken to the upside. We're trying to fill in this little mini gap in here. So for right now, things look good. However, I will say that as the market starts to come up, if we start to see resistance at a lower high, that would be a bearish sign, and then we will probably come back and test that support level in here. I believe we're going to be in a range between SPY 320 and SPY 335 for the next 2 months. At a forward PE of 18, stocks are fully priced. They need time to digest these gains right here and grow into their valuation. So I believe that's what's going to be happening. We had a really good manufacturing PMI yesterday. ISM services was above 50, first time in many months. That's a sign that the manufacturing sector is upticking, and this is a survey, so it is forward looking. ISM services tomorrow will be very important a half an hour after the open. A good number there could get a lot of people excited about the market. Right now, coronavirus is still an issue. It's a dark cloud. There are 20,000 people with the virus. I believe about 800 deaths, so it's not going away anytime soon. When I saw this initial spike higher, I thought that there might have been some successful treatments. I understand that in Thailand they tried an antiviral cocktail and that was successful. So any news to that effect that the new cases are starting to decrease and that there is a solution to coronavirus, that would also be big for the market. But it is going to impact China's economic activity, perhaps to the tune of 2% off their GDP in Q1. Right now, 69% of the country's most active area, the most active areas producing 69% of their GDP, are pretty much at a standstill. Travel has been shut down. Travel across the country down 70% during their biggest holiday of the year. This is going to take a big bite out of their economy, and we'll see what the repercussions are in another month or two. But the PBOC stepped in, recognizing that there would be weakness. They added $500 billion of liquidity. That's one of the reasons that the market is up today. It loves when central banks step in and when they ease. So we'll see if it's enough, and we'll see what the repercussions of coronavirus could be. For today, yes, bid is still strong, market looking good. I still don't believe the bullish speculators have been flushed out. So I think they're still hanging on to positions, and now they'll be hanging on even tighter given this bounce right in here. Perhaps some will even be adding to positions, but I still think we're due to test that 320 level on a little bit of a shakeout, and then we'll probably get a decent move. I love selling out of the money bullish put spreads on strong companies that have reported really good earnings. That's the strategy. I'm holding off for another day or two, and if these gains hold right here, I'll start to ease in and be a little bit more aggressive with them, expecting that 320 level to hold and expecting those stocks to perform well relative to the market. So let's go in and take a look at a couple of stocks. By the way, I hope you pay attention to the stocks that I highlight during the day. Yesterday, Apple, whoosh, was that a nice call? I told you that was one of the shorts that I was looking at yesterday. I posted some Apple 310 puts, February 7. Right in here, when you had that breakdown, here's where I did the video. Stock breaks down. Those puts went up 44% in value. Not too shabby. Can't recall offhand what the other stocks were that I highlighted yesterday, but they all did well. So let's take a look at what we like today. I think Tesla, that stock has been just unbelievable. Everybody wants to look at Tesla. This looks like a SpaceX rocket launch. Look at that thing. Unbelievable. But, and a lot of this is short covering too. Believe me, this stock valuation is crazy, but you do not short stocks based on valuation. TLRY was overpriced at $30, $50, $80, $100, $150, $180. You do not short these stocks until they show you that they are breaking technical support. You got to wait for those signs or you will be carried out in a body bag along with the rest of these traders. So here's one thing that interests me on Tesla. From a day trading standpoint, I still would not short this overnight. You've got this big surge higher. You got these long green candles closing on their high. You've got a big candle up here. That's a bearish hammer. Stock pulls back pretty easily. Okay? Didn't see that yesterday. You saw one big red candle yesterday and then off to the races. Here you get a little bit of selling that gets a little bit organized, but still able to hold most of the gains. Here's what I'm looking for today, and you can see here's a cheat. There's my alert line. I want to see this sell off, a wimpy little bounce, and then boom, right back down again. Take out that low, start filling in that gap. Long red candles closing on their low. That tells me people that have been in this stock that are happy taking profits are starting to exit. And when I see that, then I know this stock will be ready to roll over and it'll be time for me to short it and buy some puts. Until then, no go. Not going to do it. I'm not going to be carried out with the rest of the people, and I would go short on this because it is such a monster. Picking tops in a stock like this is a losing proposition, but on a day trading basis, long red candles closing on their low, taking out the low of the day, filling in the gap, you bet I can get behind that kind of a move. So that's what I'm watching for. That's your short of the day to watch. Starbucks has done really well. I was long that early today. I like it. It's grinding higher. It makes choppy moves, so it's back and forth. You got to buy dips on this one. Here's what I like. I like the fact that the stock plummeted on the coronavirus news. You can see the earnings there after the close. So it comes down, gets above the 200-day and the 100-day today. I think that support will hold. Got really nice volume down here. So I would try and buy dips on Starbucks today. I think that'll work out pretty well for you. LVS, a similar situation. Coronavirus related, bounces off of that 100-day and 200-day moving average. Earnings after the close. Long engulfing pattern here. Bullish engulfing pattern. Long green candle closing on its high. Momentum fills in the gap. Yep, I like LVS. They are going to be hurting from coronavirus, no doubt, but they will be able to move past that. It's a temporary event that will weigh on earnings. The other one that I like, Microsoft. Woohoo! Yep, got to be long Microsoft today. Look at that. That is a nice move. And we're going to go into the daily chart. Microsoft breaking out to a new high. I think you can be long that today. I do get a little bit gun shy when I see a nice tight upward trending channel like this. You can draw it visually below and above. And here you can see now we're above the upper end of that trading channel. That usually signifies a pullback coming, but with this relative strength right now, I think Microsoft is one that you want to be long. And there you can see market pulls back, not even close to its high. Microsoft, boom, way through. So those are your plays for today. I like Starbucks, LVS, Microsoft on the long side. I think Tesla could give us a really good shorting opportunity today. Going to be watching that. And SPY, I'm going to take one more look at what we're doing here. Let's see. And the market seems to be holding its ground right here, but we're starting to see those long tails above body, which is a sign of resistance. So one more attempt at the high here and a long red candle taking out this low. If I get that 1OP spike and crossover, you betcha I would definitely be in on that move, which this 1OP indicator is just gold. If you day trade the S&P 500, look at this cross right here early yesterday morning. Really nice upside. Look at this cross right here, right in here. Beautiful short trade. We caught that yesterday in the chat room. So really, really nice. We caught another little short right in here. So that was only about a 30-cent gain on the puts, but still a decent move. And then we flatlined. So we really didn't do much the rest of the day. Thank you. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you like the content, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I post these videos all the time. You never know when I'm going to post one. If I see something I like, you turn on the notifications, you'll never miss one of these videos. I've got a lot of you coming in and taking the free trial. If you come in the room and you see these trades posted real time and you see me making money, please come back and post those comments to YouTube. Let other traders know this is the real deal. Thank you. Good luck trading today. See you tomorrow. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.